All right, yo, everyone. I'm coming on today. The title of this is The Power of Belief. And what that little tiny bit of faith of a mustard seed can truly do for you in your life. Um, where to start with this? I don't want to make it all biblical and scriptures and religious because I'm not religious. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a religious fanatic. But I do have common sense and I do have a very strong spirit of discernment. I don't sit comfortably when I know that people are out plotting against me. Although it doesn't really bother me all that much, but it does have an effect on the energy that I project out. I know a lot of you that watch me notice when I'm in a bad mood, you don't want to watch. But then you notice when I'm in a good mood too. And regardless of what it is, it's not being bipolar, it's not being schizophrenic, it's not anything. It's how the energy works and what shadow bolts or black magic can be said to somebody to screw up their whole day. All right. I've been dealing with the one-sided, closed-minded, judgmental person for far too many years, trying to speak spiritual things to them. Now, I know this isn't meant for everybody, but it should be meant for every single one of you to take heed to these messages that I speak from my heart and soul. When somebody has the guts to come on video, live streaming, and speak of their soul expressions, it would be very wise to hear what this soul has to say. I may not look like an important person, but I have a huge purpose. All right. I believe that. And because of that belief, I have stepped into a power that I've never even felt or known of before. Um, it hasn't been until the last decade of my life where I've actually stepped into a realm that I've never even knew existed. I used to be picked on, bullied, made fun of, talked crap about, slandered, deprivated by everybody who I've ever met, whoever I've gave my energy away to freely, whoever I've been fruitful with, fruitful as in these messages that I'm speaking are fruits. All right, fruits of the soul, fruits of the spirit, fruits of your labors. Labors means the endurances that you went through, what you have endured that you have learned a valuable lesson from. That's what matters in life. None of this material stuff that we are being brainwashed into believing is more important than your soul is a bunch of garbage. I would listen to somebody speaking all this nonsense over somebody preaching about how valuable you would be with a fat pocket of money, or with all the bling that you could hang on your lifeless neck. I don't have any desire to sell out. I don't have any desire to change who I am as a human being person, all right, for anybody's likeliness. I will be the one at the top of the mountain laughing at all of you when you're sitting down here boiling to death in the fires. I will be the one that said, I fucking told you so. All right. I will be the one that made it because everybody else is discrediting, slandering, opposing, deprivating my character. Yeah. You want to know some truth that nobody else on the fucking world has the balls to admit? Yeah. I relapsed really bad, but it didn't change who I am. It didn't change me as a positive driven person. It hasn't changed the content that I come out with. I haven't promoted anybody to do what I've done. All I'm saying is hear what I've learned from it. All right? Hear me. Don't just listen, but hear. You know, if I was up here talking about big body Benzes, mansions on the hill, a fat wallet, and all these women in my life, I would have all the views that I desire to have. I would brag about all that stuff, and I would have the views that I've wanted. But I'm not going to sell out and start promoting a life of enslavement. You know, I'm not going to promote anything that is not spiritual or soulful, or even let alone even the lack of integrity, the lack of, spiritualness. I'm not out here to harm anybody, but I am out here to educate you. I am here to speak of my life as if I've already lived it. But I'm still writing the book right now as we speak. The book of my life. All right. I have done everything as far as the true advice that I get from my dreams, where the higher ups talk to me directly. I haven't had a nightmare since the last time I had one, which was about 6 or 7 years ago. I was being stalked in my dream by a hulking shadow figure, and it stopped me. It cornered me, and I told it straight up, I know you. I know what you're trying to do, and it's not going to work. Because I know, and I will defeat you with knowledge, with wisdom, with experience. I will defeat you. And it stepped in my way because I was following 2 other demonic people into a corner store downtown somewhere. I don't remember where, but this shadow stood between me and them to allow them to get away freely, safely. I wasn't going to harm these people, but in my dream, I was out for blood. And that gave me a huge epiphany that I needed to stop being so angry with those people who did this to me. All right. Those people that did this to me, this was a real event. And I speak of this because I want y'all to understand something about the real world. All right. It ain't what you think. All right. There's a lot of things that happen on this world that go untalked about, unspoken of, and they don't have any reason to do so. All right. The reason why the darkness exists is so you can see the light. All right. Without the darkness, there would be no light. Without the light, you would not see and know the darkness. Now, the darkness is also integrated into us as people. It comes with the evidence of denial, of blame, of judging, of hatred, of enviousness, of wanting to be like somebody else, wanting to have the courage. Someone just called me a coward today. But guess what? I'm far from being a coward, because a coward would not be on camera exposing everything that's ever been done to them. If I was a coward, I would not be on here speaking my story, spreading my message, and doing so from the core of my being. All right. I would not. Yeah, I freaking relapsed. That's the least of my problems. All right. The biggest problem that I have is with people and their demons and their shadow selves that they have not confronted, even looked in the mirror of themselves and looked and truly noticed and took account to Every time they called somebody a bad name, every time they stole something from another person, every time they slandered or gossiped about another person, that is all dark, evil stuff. All right. That's just a little bit of the huge iceberg that's underneath the surface. All right. Um, Depending, everything is done with intention. It's when things are done with the intention to hurt or harm or destroy another person's well-being, state of mind, or emotional stability. That's when intention is bad. When you have the ill will to be harmful to somebody else's life in any aspect. So yes, I do believe in a lot of different avenues of what people believe in. I am not a poser. If anything, I am the all of everything because I have embodied all of it. I am the embodiment of the universe because we are all little pieces of the universe having a physical experience here on Earth. I don't care what the shape of the world is, it's a world regardless. Whether it's a realm, a dream, a freaking construct, a matrix, a simulacrum, it does not matter. For all we know, we're inside a damn taco, and all of us are the giblets and all the good stuff that's inside the taco. And then we have a part of the taco that sat too long and is stagnant and moldy. Those are the bad people, all right? Those are the people out there spreading discord, spreading hatred, spreading doubt, spreading opposition, and enslaving other people. That's the mold inside the taco, all right? Everything else about this taco of a world we live on, or a donut, whatever you want to call it, it's technically more like a donut. I just want people to know, just because of a vice, it does not make somebody a bad person. It's what they do is what makes them a bad person. All right. I am dedicated to my practice. All right. I am very dedicated, regardless of what people want to say about my practices. I do not push this on to people. I just come on here and simply speak my experiences. And I want everybody to be able to connect on something that we have in common, regardless whether you're religious, whether you are atheist, satanic. I don't care what your affiliation may be. What I care about is we can all agree on one thing, at least one damn thing, and we go from there. What can we all agree on? That the world is a very mysterious place, right? Not everybody on this world is a good person. A lot of people need healing. A lot of people need to hear the right words they need to hear, because maybe they've heard them already. Maybe they've already been down that path and nothing's changed for them. That's because their mind frame is still in that closed victim state of mentality. When you get out of the, oh, poor me, I'm a victim, when you get out of that frame of mind and you look at the possibilities and the options and the resources that are here at your disposal, there's no need to be feeling like a victim. The person who hurt you was a bad person, straight up. And those bad people that want to accuse you of being the bad person, that solidifies them being a bad person, because they want to put you down. They want to silence you. They want to oppress you. They want to destroy you and all of your credibility, all of your goodness. That they want to take your milk and honey and pour it out on the ground. The honey is the gold. It's the valuable gold that starts producing in your blood the moment you activate your pineal. That's the land of milk and honey, all right? There is no physical to be attached to. That's why it has been written, do not grow physically attached, or that way you will stay. There is no evolution when you are attached physically. There is adaptation. You can adapt to things, which means you can grow used to them. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to change it from evolution to adaptation. Oh, you can adapt. You can be desensitized to this or that, like all the war games. That is desensitizing you to be okay killing another human being. All right? That's what that's all about in the deep long run. You know, Rainbow Six and like Special Ops and all those first person shooter games. That's the intention behind it, is to desensitize you in killing people. So you can go out and kill somebody and not feel bad for it because you've been desensitized to being okay with it when it's not okay. It's like pornography. It's desensitizing you to crave that, to crave watching that and depleting your christic oil or your colostrum oil. You know, we're supposed to preserve that magic oil. We only have a limited supply. It can be depleted. It can be destroyed by evil darkness and not paying attention, by being distracted. That's what takes it. That's what destroys it. That's what devours it. And then pretty soon you're walking around without a worry, without a knowledge at all about what's going on. You know, I am so aware with what's going on because I've lived on the streets since I was damn near 17 years old, 18 years old. You know, yeah, I made mistakes. I wasn't welcome, but I wasn't a bad person. You know, I was just carrying something in my possession that made me look like I was going down that road. But I can tell you right now, I've never hurt anybody intentionally. I've never had the idea of to do anybody harm. But here I am. Everybody wants to come out and start talking crap about Christopher. They want to start putting my name to shame and say that I'm not spiritual, that I'm a poser. But check it out. What I'm telling you right now, I will tell the next person. And the things that I put on video are what I truly believe and how I truly feel. And if people don't like that about me, you know, don't talk crap. Don't be a troll. You know, don't be a hater. Because really all you're doing is making me famous, because then more people want to check me out. I want to see if this is true. I want to go see what he talks about. I want to see if he's living up to his words. But, you know, people that don't know you on the internet, if they don't know you personally, like in the real world, because this right now, this is all cyber. This is all cyber stuff. You don't know me personally on a personal level because you haven't been next to me physically. You know what I'm saying? When you can walk around with me and hear what I have to talk about and see the people that I give freely to, whatever they may need, you know, that's how I know that I'm doing the right thing, is because people flock to me asking for things that I can provide. This ain't power of manifestation I'm talking about. This is just being kind-hearted, charitable. All right. But even the most charitable of people, they don't make it to, you know, the heavens. They don't make it where they're trying to go because they're too slanderous, or they're too hateful, or, you know, they're too egotistically driven to give a shit about another person's life, no matter what position of life they are in. You know, I can be honest with you. People out here on the real world that walk on the real dirt that's on the ground, on the real cement, they don't have a home of their own. They live in their home. They know that their body is just a vessel. They know that Their spirit is driving this vehicle and speaking for this vehicle, because I've given up trying to be like everybody else. I made the decision that I'm going to be who I am, regardless of anybody's opinions, regardless of how they may think of me or how they feel about what I'm doing. Am I hurting anybody? No, I'm not hurting anyone. Am I disrespecting anyone? No. I'm not disrespecting or hurting anybody. The only thing I'm hurting is a fragile ego that I'm here to break that ego. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to save souls, show them the proper way to go, which is climbing your tree and getting into heaven. Because there is a such place. I've been there. All right. We're not supposed to speak of it. Why? Why aren't we supposed to? It is said not to speak of heaven because it kills faith. It kills faith. It kills hope. It kills positive driven people into thinking into thinking or feeling like they will be in trouble and crucified for speaking of such places of heavenly bliss. Not this soul. I will not be quiet for nobody. You know, it is time in all of our lives to start reaching for that higher power. Because if we don't, we are fucked, you guys. There's warriors out here that put their lives on the line so people like you can live. You know that. Every good deed done is 1,000 riches in heaven. And riches does not mean monetary value. It does not mean you will become super rich, rolling filthy and dirty money. That's not what riches means. It's the rich in the belief, being rich in the belief that when you do positive work, you will be rewarded with more gifts to share. All right. That's how I look at it in that light. So I don't want nobody telling me that I'm wrong unless they can first see where I'm coming from and hear my messages. I'm not going to be around for long, you guys. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for strictly business, to do my job of what I signed up to come here for. And I have been validated in many than one ways. All right. I have been validated. I have been made secure in my footholds on this realm to better the lives of those in my life in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to be silenced by hatreds. I'm not going to be scared into paralysis. I'm not going to be forced to change my lifestyle because what? I work a full-time job. I don't have time for wicked stuff. I don't have time for doing stupid things to get locked up or whatever, you know? I have no time for that. What I do have time for, though, is making these videos on my walk to work. You know, see how I said on my walk to work? When you walk around, you are sweating out the bad things and giving way for the better, positive things. There's no time for decrepicies in my world. There is no time for falsehoods. There's no time for me to spread false testimony about anybody. You know, we've all been victimized by misinformation, indoctrination, and straight up just blatant lies. See, so we got conspiracies and we've got blatancies. So if things weren't so blatantly seen, then they wouldn't have to make up the term conspiracies in order to counteract their blatancies. that they have created for this destruction of humanity, destruction of, you know, positively driven people. There's no room for opposition in the new world. So those of you who want to hate on me and put me down and slander my good name, you're only hurting yourselves. You know that? Because when the time comes, when the day gets here, and you know they reap what they sow, is very true, and people will reap what they sow here very soon, because there's no room for ignorance. There's no room for corruption. There's no room for hatred. Everybody gets along. Everybody accepts each other for their differences. Everybody accepts the ways of this world because, as far as we know, we're all related in one way or another. We've all got problems. We've all got things that we need to handle and solve in our lives in order to become, you know, better people and whatnot. But I'm gonna get off the stream now, and till next time, peace.